Welcome to this week's Sight for Wight Talking News for Friday the 26th of March 2021.
This is Brian reading an article from the Isle of Wight County Press. Isle of Wight squatters leave Ocean Hotel with good news. A group of squatters who had been occupying an abandoned hotel in Sandown left the property overnight. They say their decision to vacate it followed talks with the organisations currently running the site. In a statement, the group said, "We'd hope to highlight and draw a bit of awareness to the King's Head's heritage. We are glad to report that the situation has progressed rapidly." They moved into the former Ocean Hotel site, which adjoins the King's Head, earlier this week, issuing a no-entry warning and claiming a legal right to live there. Notices were placed on the outside of the building, advising that any attempt to enter the premises would lead to prosecution, with at least one of the squatters occupying the property at all times. From the Nutters Productions Historical Preservation Society branch, and including film director Aaron Swaffer, they'd researched the heritage of the seafront property and said they planned to clean up the shocking mess of the once grand hotel. Now, they say they have been told that development plans are for the Ocean Hotel, not the King's Head. There have been reassurances over engagement with the community and heritage groups, the squatters said. A sale should be completed in the next 2 to 3 weeks, the statement added.
This is Chris, reading an item from the Island Echo. Drones to transport vital cancer drugs after disruption to supply. Drones will soon be used to directly transport vital drugs used for the treatment of cancer patients to the Isle of Wight as part of a new trial. As first reported by Island Echo in May of 2020, trial drone flights were conducted between Leon Solent and Binstead Airfield to test the prospect of delivering PPE to the island, with the Civil Aviation Authority giving the green light for unmanned flights to take place cross Solent for the first time. The new trial, on behalf of the Isle of Wight NHS Trust and Portsmouth Hospitals University NHS Trust, will see drones transport the critical chemotherapy drugs between Queen Alexandra Hospital and St Mary's, helping to avoid the delays currently experienced due to the coronavirus crisis and reduced ferry timetables. Chemotherapy drugs, which cannot be manufactured by the Isle of Wight NHS Trust and are instead produced on the mainland, have a short shelf life of between 8 and 24 hours, meaning that timely delivery is essential. Leicester-based drone company Skylift UAV has submitted an application for a temporary danger area to be introduced across the Solent, stretching into Newport, to allow the drones to move safely through the airspace. It's expected that the introduction of the drone flights, which will initially operate on a 4-week trial basis, could see the transport time reduced from hours to just 32 minutes, allowing the drugs needed to be manufactured once patients are confirmed as able to receive treatment, therefore reducing wastage. A Skylift spokesperson added, reducing the delivery time to a 32-minute direct flight between the two hospitals would be transformative as the chemotherapy could be manufactured once patients are confirmed as able to receive treatment before being delivered on demand. Beyond visual line of sight, unmanned aircraft operations will be required, and in accordance with CAP 1915, such operations must be conducted within segregated airspace. It's expected that the drone will fly 5 days per week with 4 return flights per day, predominantly in daylight hours.
Teens dump sofa on beach at Ryde before setting it on fire. From the Island Echo, read by Chris. Firefighters were called out to the esplanade at Ryde after 3 older teenagers dumped a sofa on the beach before then setting it on fire on Sunday afternoon. One fire appliance from Ryde was mobilised to the west of Ryde Pier at 13:55, following calls of concern from members of the public. The single crew spent just under 30 minutes on scene using buckets of seawater to extinguish the malicious blaze. Island Echo readers snapped the irresponsible trio, 2 boys and 1 girl, carrying the sofa along the beach ahead of the fire being started. Although no one was injured in the incident, the fire resulted in tying up resources from the Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Service and has left a charred debris on the coast.
This is Patrina reading an article from Isle of Wight County Press. Isle of Wight teacher turns author and introduces Groovy Grandad. Retired teacher Margaret Young has fulfilled an ambition and published her first children's book. Groovy Grandad addresses sensitive issues such as bullying, low self-esteem, and the special relationship between children and their grandparents. The Grandad is based on Margaret's husband David, and the setting is the medieval town of Josselin in Brittany in France, where the couple have had a holiday home since 2003. Children will remember Mrs. Young from many island schools, starting with Upper Chine in 1984 and more recently at Barton Primary. She recorded a reading for Barton pupils to celebrate the recent World Book Day. Margaret of Winford says, "I have used my experience as a teacher and living abroad during the holiday to inspire the story. Archie is a very ordinary boy from a very ordinary family and goes to an equally ordinary school. However, he has an extraordinary granddad. At school, Archie tries hard to keep his head down and go unnoticed to avoid the attention of the class bully. During the school holidays, he stays with his granddad in France. Time spent with Grandad is always full of fun and adventure, and it's while he's in France with Grandad Archie discovers that he too has an extraordinary talent. Find out more at the website www.groovygrandad.co.uk, which was designed by Ireland resident Katie Wade of Little Victories. Illustrations in the book are by Isle of Wight artist Maria Ward. The book is out today, Thursday, available to purchase via Waterstones, Amazon, Blackwell's and Foyles.
This is Michael reading an article from the Isle of Wight Radio. New film and TV company aims to shine a light on the Isle of Wight. A new film and TV company has launched in Ryde with the aim of telling stories from right here on the Isle of Wight. People Media Productions aims to shine a light on the island and give young people the chance to get into the film, TV and web programme industry. It says there are already several broadcast projects being developed for the BBC, Netflix and Channel 4, as well as promotional videos for island-based charities and public organisations. Co-founder Tony Steiger, a former Channel 4, BBC and Maverick TV producer, says the company plans to tap into the island's creative industry while working with young people as trainees and assistants. He said, "The island is rejuvenating and rediscovering its ability to harness creativity and innovation. With these endeavours come new ventures, jobs and growth, and we're excited to play a part in that. The pandemic has hit the mental health and job prospects of teenagers badly, so if we can provide some practical support by way of developing career skills and life chances, we will." People Media Productions has also been co-founded by Barbara Jane Mackay, a screenwriter and former BBC drama producer and script editor, developing award-winning series such as Delcel and Pasco, Dangerfield and Bad Company. She said, "I'm keen to see dramas set in our rich and evocative landscape, and we have a screenplay, The Last Chance Mamas, which is now ready to film here, as well as the short story Sea Change. So we are looking for partners. There are so many inspiring people living and working here. We will shine a light on characters and stories as a celebration of what's happening on the island today." Work for young people will be organised through collaborations with the Isle of Wight College and the island's newly launched film office, Film Wight. There are also plans to build a web channel for YouTube to share the stories of everyday islanders, from firemen to chefs, magicians to midwives, rescue teams to opera singers, kite surfers to farmers. While teaching TV production at Solent University, Tony gave his students on-the-job experience of working on projects for Bestival, Cows Week and for the BBC with Island Pride UK, to name a few.
This is Chris, reading an item from Island Radio. Revealed: Isle of Wight squirrel sightings for 2020, continuing to thrive. The charity that monitors the Isle of Wight's red squirrels says they are continuing to thrive and has revealed a map showing where they were spotted by islanders last year. Speaking about the findings, project manager Helen Butler, MBE, BSc, said the squirrels are continuing to thrive. Meanwhile, £800 has been raised for the charity Red Squirrel Auction, which is currently taking place until next month, April. As previously reported by Isle of Wight Radio, White Squirrel Project appealed for donations last month, February. All the money raised from the event will go towards a large-scale survey and a genetics project starting this spring. A new project with Bournemouth University is taking place with the charity to take the research and genetic studies further. There is a gap in the genetics study results because tissue samples are collected from dead squirrels. Therefore, samples come from areas where people visit or live the most. To obtain samples from live animals without capturing them, a tube with a sticky pad attached is baited with food. The squirrel leaves a hair sample behind when taking the food from the tube, which can then be analysed. 1,500 sightings were recorded on the island in 2020. The map shows a good spread of sightings, including deaths. Where there are high numbers, over 50, is where 1 or 2 people have sent in detailed daily sightings. You can send in your sightings by email, phone, post, or download the EpiCollect 5 app. The White Squirrel Charity Auction takes place from the 20th of March to April the 8th.
This is Brian reading an article from the Isle of Wight County Press. £130,000 plans to rebuild toilets on the Isle of Wight revealed. Better disabled loos have been proposed in fresh plans for the new £130,000 toilets in Freshwater Bay. Last year, plans were submitted by Freshwater Parish Council to demolish the current dilapidated loos. The application was withdrawn, however, before a decision could be made following an extraordinary meeting of the council to reconsider refurbishment options. The current toilets on Gate Lane were built in the 1950s with urinals that have a continuous flow of water, leading to very expensive water bills for the parish council. A task group was established to design the new toilets. Now plans have been submitted again to demolish the existing facilities and replace them with more modern conveniences which would meet current standards. The existing facilities have no disabled toilets, but the revised plans do. It would result in a minor increase in the building's footprint size, but provide a hoist, changing benches and spaces for carers in line with guidance for disabled toilets. The Parish Council's budget consultation for the coming year said the bay is becoming an increasingly popular attraction. To pay for the development, the council will take out a loan from the Public Works Loan Board at a cost of £5,180 for the next 25 years, a total of £129,500. To view the proposals or comment on the application, you can visit the Isle of Wight Council's planning register. Comments will be accepted until April the 13th.
Hello, this is Lisa, welcoming you to this week's Talking News. In this week's Talking News, we are playing the second half of the newsletter, and we very much hope that you are enjoying the newsletter, which we now produce every 2 months. We are extremely grateful for the feedback that we get directly from members about the newsletter and how much they're enjoying the new articles and the new information and the new frequency, and a personal, very heartfelt thank you for those who have sent in donations in recognition of the improvements that we have made. Remember, if you would like to make any contribution to the newsletter, never hesitate to give us a call. This could be your life story, your own experience, information about your particular sight loss condition, or general tips. Thank you very much for any contribution. It is always well received, and we know that other members do like to hear information from other members rather than directly just from us. I would also like to thank all of our knitters. We have now produced and sold over 400 Easter chicks. Each chick is hand knitted by one of our members or volunteers, and then we fill it with a Cadbury's cream egg, Oreo or Cadbury's caramel egg, and then sell them for just £2 each. We have also been producing families of chicks in baskets. If you are interested in knitting, please do give us a call. We always need more knitters. The chicks are a very simple pattern, and we can always help with providing wool, stuffing and the ribbon to complete the chicks. This week we've been on Isle of Wight Radio with our befriending project. Isle of Wight Radio contacted us having heard about our scheme, and we were interviewed live on air. If you were interested in joining the scheme, either as someone to receive a call or someone to make the calls, please never hesitate to contact the office on 522205. Just a quick reminder, the clocks do change this weekend on Saturday night, so don't forget you're going to lose an hour's sleep. And finally, with the anniversary this week of the lockdown 1 year ago, we are wishing you everybody stays safe and a happy Easter. Thank you, Lisa.
This is a reminder to our members that the monthly book group is still being held during lockdown. Members receive a book to listen to, and then, on the second Wednesday of each month, the members discuss the book and content with one another via telephone link. Once restrictions have been lifted, the book group will resume meeting in the Lord Lewis Library, Newport. Detail will be updated as and when. If you are interested in this free activity, please do not hesitate to contact the office on 522205. That's 522205.
And now the second half of our Sight for Wight February 2021 newsletter.
Tips directly from members. I have always had difficulty opening jars and cans, even though I have a few gadgets, but then someone showed me this anti-slip mat, which has proven so helpful. I have chosen a high contrast colour to make it stand out. Audrey from Newport. You used to be able to buy magnetic tape to braille straight onto, but not anymore. Our solution: buy a roll of magnetic tape available, for example from Amazon, then braille onto regular sticky back braille tape. Cut both to size and stick together. These reusable markers can be stuck to tins of food, for example, and then used again and again. There are also tactile bands or a pen friend for those who do not use braille. Lisa from Freshwater. I had resisted technology offered by my family, but this Christmas they bought me an Alexa. It was strange at first, talking to a speaker, but now she gets me up in the morning, times my eggs, plays my audiobooks, and I have even managed to get her to turn on my bathroom light. Carl from God's Hill. For those who have pets at home, attach a bell to their collar so it is easier to hear where they are. Sandy from Ryde.
Newsletter article, February 2021, from Elaine Bricknell. In the last newsletter, I introduced myself, having just taken on the role of befriending volunteers manager at Sight for Wight. I thought I would give an update on what I've been doing since I started in December. I recently commissioned some bespoke training by the Befriending Network for all of the volunteer befrienders. The training webinar took place via Zoom and was really informative and useful. Thank you to all of the volunteers and trustees and staff who attended the training. I really appreciate your enthusiasm. Trustee Ruth Hollingshead and I have been busy telephoning over 200 members for a chat and to see if they want to join the befriending service. I'm currently matching up the volunteers with members so that the befriending can start imminently. The aim of befriending is to reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation by providing a regular phone call from a friendly volunteer. If you would like to find out more about becoming a volunteer or benefiting from the befriending service, please do not hesitate to contact me, Mrs. Elaine Bricknell. My email address is afriend@iwsb.org.uk. You can telephone me on 01983 522205. My working hours are Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you so much.
Trustee John Moore. Hello everyone, I am John, trustee and volunteer at Sight for Wight, and always wearing two hats, although some days merge into one. When I wear my trustee's hat, I'm involved in board meetings, which can include finance matters, shaping lobbying, creating new projects and helping to plan fundraising events. As a volunteer, it is more of a hands-on job. I'm one of the team of minibus drivers. I can be driving the usual route to and from Millbrook House, transporting our members to their various club meetings, but now and again we also go out on adventures. Although it seems like yesterday, I know our trip to Rosemary Vineyard was in fact over a year ago. 2020 seems to not count somehow, but with an excellent guided tour of the premises, followed by wine, gin and whisky tastings. It was thoroughly enjoyed by all. Alas, of course, being the driver, I had to abstain. Such a shame. I also clearly recall on another excursion boarding the train at the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, including Smallbrook and Haven Street. We all became as excited as children, or maybe the famous five. Great fun, although with the windows being open on the train, we all emerged from the carriage with black smut in our hair. Laughter and chatter followed at the pub lunch, but I was driving as usual. A memorable trip involved a ride on the Cowes Harbour ferry from Cowes Marina to the Folly Inn. It was a blowy day, but this added to the thrill of the ride. We had lunch at the Folly Inn and then back on the boat to Cowes. The Society has not been able to fulfil any day trips in 2020, and we have so missed our usual attendance at various fairs and shows on the island. But I'm hopeful we'll have a presence this year. I really miss the stalls and telling people about what we do, although I'm not sure about the Miss World sash I wear. I really enjoy and miss the company of our members, and I certainly miss the monthly short stroll and lunch at various venues on the island. Perhaps not so much when I am the driver. One thing has not lessened during 2020 is the request for my handyman skills, such as, John, could you just put up a handrail, move some cabinets, do a little painting, walls that is, not portraits. We need a blind put up at this window. Never get me wrong though, I thoroughly enjoy being involved with the team at Millbrook House and meeting and assisting our members. John Moore.
Looking out from lockdown. Bored? Looking for something to do during lockdown? Get out your pens, paints, glue, cotton, wool, material, camera, and have a go in this interesting all-island time capsule project. Looking Out from Lockdown is an island-wide project celebrating the creativity of island people during the 3 national lockdowns of 2020 and 2021. In collaboration with the Lord Lieutenant of the Isle of Wight, Susie Sheldon, Local Arts for Wellbeing Charity Independent Arts is offering people the chance to exhibit their lockdown creations, be it painting, photographs, poetry, music, speech, pottery, writing, crafts, projects, inventions, baking, gardening, or anything else creative completed to keep spirits up during lockdown. A compilation of all entries will be exhibited on their website, which will become a time capsule for our island community to admire and share in years to come. The plan is to hold physical exhibitions after restrictions end, so please save your creations. We at Sight for Wight believe it would be lovely if our members and volunteers all join together and take part in this exhibition as a charity. We have enclosed an eye in this newsletter for you to decorate in whatever way you wish. You could use paint, chalk, oils or glitter for example, or make a tactile collage with material of different shapes, sizes and textures. Anything at all which represents your feelings or how you have spent your time during lockdown in any form you want to. Please send it back to Millbrook House by March the 26th in the envelope provided. Please note you must add a stamp. If you have a painting, drawing, poem, piece of handicraft, story or a photograph you've taken of some pottery, your garden in bloom, an invention or a sculpture, then please also send these in to us. Our aim is then collate everything together and submit them as a Sight for Wight exhibit and forming part of the Sight for Wight history made in the year we are celebrating 125 years as a working charity. Finally, please remember to name every entry you send in.
Volunteer update. Although sadly we are still unable to meet and hold our activities for members, volunteers are still busy helping out in new ways and taking on different roles within the charity during lockdown. We have welcomed new talking news readers who now record their articles from their comfort of their own home and send to Chris every Friday. The new way is working well, and members, although would prefer to receive it on a memory stick, are still able to listen to via Vectus Radio and Alexa. A huge thank you to all our readers for your time. Volunteers who are able to meet up via the new Zoom meeting had a lovely catch-up on the 4th of February. Many subjects were covered, including lockdown projects, TV programmes, jokes and just a general chat. And I would like to thank volunteers, trustees and staff for joining and look forward to the next Zoom catch-up on March the 4th at 10:30. More details to be sent out. But if anyone has been missed, please call the office and I will make sure details are sent to you. You can just dial in via your mobile or landline and we can supply you with the contact details. I know I speak on behalf of the CEO and staff at Sight for Wight as to how much we value all volunteers, and hopefully we can all be back to our normal duties and new ones within the charity very soon. Take care and please stay safe. Susan.
Welcome to the first Terry's 20 Teasers. Questions 1 to 5 are about the island. Number 1. Where is the island's only windmill located? Number 2. What is the name of the only thatched church on the island? Number 3. What seafood is harvested around Newtown? Number 4. Has a cod been hatched? Is a cryptic clue for which island place name. Has a cod been hatched? Number 5. Where is the highest point on the island? Okay, the next 5 questions are about spring. The season, that is. Number 6. What spice comes from the crocus? Number 7. From what film does the song Spring, Spring, Spring come? Number 8. The first day of spring is called the vernal equinox. What does equinox mean? Number 9. What drug, used in very controlled doses, comes from the foxglove? And number 10. What date was Shakespeare referring to when Caesar was told to beware the Ides of March? Right, the next 5 questions are to do with nations. Number 11. What nationality was the composer Edward Elgar? Number 12. In which city is there a shroud thought to have belonged to Jesus? Number 13. Where are the Everglades? Number 14. What is the capital town of the Orkney Islands? And number 15. Which explorer discovered America in 1492? And the last 5 questions are simply called odds and ends. Number 16. What are the next 2 numbers after 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, something, something. Number 17. What four-word phrase does this dingbat represent? ENTURY. Number 18. What is this? 12M of a J. And this, number 19, 180 MS at D. And finally, number 20, who was the best known recording of the song Juliet by? There we are, 20 questions.
Allcam special offer. Touchpoint Vision are offering Sight for Wight members an exclusive £350 discount on the My Smart Allcam reader. Please contact us for further details. Dress for less. Due to government restrictions, the shop is currently closed. However, this hasn't stopped me or our volunteers. Each day I post donated items of clothing onto our Dress for Less Facebook page, with free local delivery. You can find our page by searching for Dress for Less on Facebook and clicking on our Dress for Less logo, which is a dress enclosed in a circle stating Dress for Less.
And now the answers to the questions I asked in Terry's 20 teasers. The windmill is at Bembridge. Number 1, Bembridge. The church I mentioned, number 2, is St Agnes in Freshwater Bay. The seafood harvested around Newtown are oysters. Number 3, oysters. Number 4, has a cod been hatched? Fishborn. Oh dear. And the highest place on the island is St Boniface Down, 747 feet, or if you like it continental style, 241 metres. What spice does the crocus give us? Number 6, it's saffron. Number 7, the song Spring, Spring, Spring came from 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Number 8, what does the word equinox mean? Equal length, day and night. Number 9, the drug used in very controlled doses that comes from the foxglove is digitalis. Number 10, the date that Shakespeare was referring to when Caesar was told to beware the Ides of March was the 15th of March. Number 11, Elgar was British. Number 12, the shroud comes from Turin, or is kept in Turin, I should say, thought to be the shroud of Jesus. Number 13, the Everglades are in Florida. Number 14, the capital town of the Orkney Islands is Kirkwall. Kirkwall. Number 15, who discovered America in 1492? Christopher Columbus. Now that run of numbers, question 16, 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, The first couple of numbers increased by 1, the next two increased by 2, then 3, then 4. So the next increase will be 5, taking it to 16. And the following increase will be 6, taking it to 22. So those next two numbers were 16 and 22. That dingbat, question 17. Entury. It's very corny. Long time no see. Century? Oh dear. Number 18. 12 M of a J are 12 members of a jury. And 19. MS at D is 180 was the maximum score at darts. 180! And number 20, the best known recording of the song Juliet was by a group called The Four Pennies. So there we are. How did you do?
Skip News, week commencing the 29th of March. Yarmouth area. On the Rocks, Bridge Road. Bembridge area. 37 Forlands Road. Seaview area. 5 Seafield Terrace. Cowes area. 72 High Street. 31 Mill Hill Road. Ryde area. 47 Park Road. 30 Arthur Street. 23 Cross Street. Newport area. 29 Castle Road. 1 York Road. 47 Victoria Road. Wootton area. Entrance to the footpath N97 Bridgeway, Wootton. Sandown area. 37 Perrone Way. Outside 43 New Road, Lake. East Cowes area. 61 Grange Road. Scaffolding. Ryde area. 51 George Street. Newport area. 3 Castlehold Lane. Halifax High Street. 41 High Street. And the Guildhall High Street. Sandown area. Trouville Hotel, Sandown Esplanade. Flat C, St George's Hall. 10 St John's Road. Cowes area. 14 to 15 Shooters Hill. 31 Mill Hill Road. 43 Sun Hill. 35 Cross Street. 72 High Street. Yarmouth area. Grove Road, St James's Street. Shanklin area. 15 High Street. 77 Regent Street. Ventnor area. 2A High Street.
Sight for Wight would like to thank you for listening to this week's edition of the Talking News. We would also like to thank our volunteers for reading, and a particular thank you to the Isle of Wight County Press, Island Echo, Isle of Wight Radio, and a special thank you to Vectis Radio.